It's Tuesday. We're gonna start with some jumping jacks and some V-ups, everybody's favorite thing. 3 rounds, 40 seconds of jumping jacks, 20 seconds of V-ups. Cool. Here's my spiel on that. Take your time and play with these movements. Jumping jacks, okay, maybe you don't take your time on those. But with V-ups, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do to think about V-ups in different ways. Can you bring your legs and arms and shoulders up at the same time? Can you coordinate that? Can you not coordinate that? Can you do it up on your sits bones? Can you do it with pointed toes? Does that change things if your legs are super straight? Play around with the V-ups. There's a lot of depth there. It's not just more ab work. Cool. When you get done with that, we've got some mobility. We're gonna work on 60 seconds of inchworms, but I want you to spend 5 seconds in the forward fold. So as you bend over to then put your hands on the ground, spend 5 seconds there in that deep stretch, then walk out into your inchworm, come back up, do it again. Again, since it's only for 60 seconds, I would just take out the push-up, take out the reach, whatever you normally do or you wanna do, and just go to the plank just so you can focus on the stretch aspect of it. When we get done there, we're gonna do some movement prep. You've got 3 rounds of a 30-second scap push-ups, 30 seconds of scap push-ups, this time with a 3-second hold in protraction. So that's that pushed forward position. What I want you to focus on is the torque or the rotational power you can create with your hands. Okay, so that's thinking about turning your hands out away from you, just like screwing your feet into the ground for a squat, but this time you're gonna do it with your arms. Cool. Once you get done with that, 30 seconds of butt kicks. I have no phenomenal fitness advice for this, just kick your butt a bunch of times and get your heart rate up. And then we've got 15 seconds of a pow-off press against the wall. Super weird. We've never even done a power press before. Basically, we're just gonna get down into a lunge position. You're gonna stick both arms out straight, and then you're gonna push into the wall, creating a rotational isometric. 15 seconds on each side. Repeat that whole spiel 3 times. Now let's get gymnasty with it. If you have the equipment, do the section. If you don't, we'll move on. But for those of you that have a pull-up bar, we've got an every 3 minutes for 5 sets. So in every 3 minute on the 3 minute for 5 rounds, 5 strict pull-ups or chest to bars, strict, into 12 kipping toes to bar, into 12 burpees to a target. Cool. This should move at a decent pace, but what you're chasing after is that consistency under a small amount of fatigue. If you're not able to do any of that, I would just go to the WOD. I wouldn't worry about making things too terribly complicated. There's some stuff on here with a plank kettlebell drag through and a plank bird dog. If you want to play around with that, be my guest. But that's gonna take us to the WOD. Simple little chipper. You've got a 3,000 meter run, 3K run, into 75 thrusters at like 75-55. A little bit of a burner. So this is gonna be just short of a 2-mile run. 2 miles, 3,200. This is 3,000. Cool. Into 75 thrusters that are pretty lightweight. Okay. I would just, again, I sound like a broken record, move with consistency, right? We don't necessarily need to PR our 3K time. We also don't necessarily need to PR our thruster, 75 thruster time to get anything out of this. We just move at a decent clip. It should probably be on the verge of having to mouth breathe on the run. But if you had to do it at like a max nasal pace, that's probably where I would do it at. As far as the thrusters go, I would just look at what consistent rhythm you can hold. I wouldn't worry necessarily about the reps or the speed of the reps, but you just want this consistent feel for all 75. If you don't have a barbell for this, I would just do 75 jumping air squats. That seems to be the simplest, most similar to a thruster. If you wanted to do 75 jumping air squats and 75 push-ups to get that upper body push, be my guest. But as far as I'm concerned, 3K run, 75 squatting movements, and we can call it a day. That's gonna bring us to question of the day for Tuesday. What is your favorite podcast?